So what's the best way to start Shopify dropshipping in 2023? Well, the best way is just to not start at all. Yes, you heard that right. If you take a look at this chart right here, it's gone. Shopify dropshipping is officially dead. Look at it. I'm just kidding, guys. It's just a pretty interesting question that goes around a lot in this space. And in today's video, you're going to get the final answer that you need so that you can finally stop procrastinating and just build your business. Because ultimately, that's the answer. There's really no best way to start a Shopify dropshipping business, because what you're doing really is starting a business. There's no best way to start a business. There's just starting a business. However, I know that's a pretty vague answer, and I do want to give you guys some sort of direction, because if you haven't been keeping up with the channel, we've been doing a ChatGPT and Shopify challenge, and it's going quite well. It's early in the morning today, and we're a quarter of the way to $1,000 today. I'll continue to update you guys on this challenge. However, that's not what this is about. I wanted to share with you guys a stream clip from the other day where somebody asked me this question and I covered it live on the stream. I gave a pretty detailed answer on the stream. I wasn't as cynical as I'm being now. And I even gave you some examples of some stores right now that are popping off with the idea that I mentioned, which, long story short, is to start your business within a general niche. So a niche that doesn't really constrain you too much, but that still allows you to capitalize on the data that you gather. That'll make more sense once you watch the entire video. So if you pair what you learned in this video with some of the things that I mentioned in the Shopify challenge lately about Facebook ads and how we use this to reach $1,000 a day on one of the challenge stores, then you're gonna be in a really good position. But ultimately, just stop thinking about Shopify dropshipping as like a magical way to make money or something, because ultimately that's gonna lead to failure. You gotta just start thinking about how you can build a business. But here's the clip. For beginners, what do you recommend, a niche or general store? That's a good question. I recommend a mix. I recommend a niche general store. That's actually something that I talk about in the Akemi Lab course, the Shopify Brand Starter Kit. In the course, I talk about something called a general niche store, but I'll explain it to you right now. What a general niche store is it's basically a general store, but you try to focus on one niche at a time, and you keep the name vague and broad. But yeah, you focus on one thing at a time. And by doing that, you get a lot of relevant data so that way, like, the data that you're gaining can kind of compound on itself, as opposed to having to start fresh, with every product in terms of like the data that you're gathering on your pixel. Because that's another thing that people kind of neglect to know is the pixel, bro. Like, the pixel is the most powerful part of advertising online. So, especially on Meta. So you do want to be conscious of the data you're feeding it. And if you can keep things under one niche to start, your chances of success, your likelihood of success goes up a lot. Let me show you. There's actually a brand. Oh yeah. For example, this is a general niche store right here, because it's like it's like a love store. And yeah, they sell all these things. I mean, it's kind of generic. And it's so funny to me that these products, they're the most generic products you could imagine. But nevertheless, the store scaled to 400,000 monthly visitors in January. Like, isn't that crazy? Oh, this is the perfect general niche store example. So look at this. This is like, you can tell that this is a dropshipping store. I mean, look at that logo. And yeah, they're doing pretty well. Like, they're starting to scale fat. And this is a general niche store. So this is exactly what I mean by general niche, right? Like, they're testing mostly skincare products. But herbal luxury, like, that's still pretty broad, right? But because they're testing this way, they're capitalizing on the data that they're gathering. So it's a pretty smart approach. And this looks beautiful. Again, like, they're building a cool brand out of it. You could get pretty creative. They could definitely build this into something big. Same with this brand. Like, they could build this into something big, etc.